Ayon sa isang writer na si June Abines, imposible na umanong matalo pa ang BBM-Sara tandem. Kaya naman, ginagawa lahat ng paraan ng mga dilawang oligarko upang mahadlangan ang napipintong panalo ni Bongbong Marcos. Ang CIA ang isa sa di umano'y responsable sa nakakahinalang pagkilos upang imanipula ang mga galamay nito at mas sigurado ang panalo ni Leni Robredo dahil kaya nila itong paikutin dahil bobaw mano ito. Matatandaang nahack ang server ng COMELEC kahapon at nanakaw ang mga importanteng data na maaring makasira sa integridad ng halalan sa susunod na taon. Hindi lingid sa ating kaalaman ang malawakang dayaan ng 2016 vice presidential race na kung saan nailuklok si Robredo at nadaya naman si Bongbong Marcos sa pamamagitan ng Smartmatic. Narito ang buong pagsisiwalat ng isang writer sa partisipasyon ng CIA sa darating na halalan ating tunghayan.
Bongbong Marcos and Sara Duterte. I think they're unbeatable. I think LENI is just no chance at all. Tapos si Manny Pacquiao, I think he's drifting. Wala na, I don't see him trying. I don't see him recovering. Tapos Isko, I think Isko has the decent chance among all the presidential. He might pull some tricks because we heard na marami siyang backers. But the way things are going, I think BBM is gonna win. He'll win as he'll be our 17th president of the Republic of the Philippines. Of course, the CIA will do everything to prevent Bongbong Marcos to win, and of course the oligarchy here in the Philippines, they also try to prevent Bongbong Marcos. Bongbong Marcos offers a lot of threats to those people who earned a lot of money or power in the last 36 years dito sa Pilipinas. So once Bongbong sits in Malacanang, there will be dramatic change. Not necessarily change from the 30s way of leading, but change the way people are expecting expecting what's going to happen to our country. Kasi they thought Duterte is just a fluke, kumbaga chamba. Now they were happy that Sara Duterte did not run for president. Then when Bongbong runs for president, files for the COC, personally, I never really thought that he can rise that fast in the last 6 months. Dramatic talaga yung rise ni Bongbong in terms of popularity. So siguro yung mga supporters ni Sara shifted to Bongbong, and of course meron talaga tayong tinatawag na Marcos pa rin. So nag-merge yun. So we could credit the personality of Bongbong. Bongbong Marcos played his card well. We all know that he's been the target of the oligarchy, the CIA, and a lot of the communists. They are anti-Marcos. But somehow Bongbong tried to play his card well. Brilliant, very brilliant. He did his role. He played it very, very original yung style niyan. Original style ni BBM. At first, I was hesitant to support BBM because I was solid Sara Duterte. I am a DDS, baga hardcore DDS. Not because loyal ako kay Duterte. I am a hardcore DDS because the father Duterte, President Duterte, did a lot of spectacular, excellent projects. So medyo talagang nakakabilib. Kumbaga wala sa libro yung ginawa ni Duterte, yung tatay. Kaya syempre ang mga tao talaga desperate to have a leader like President Duterte. So naturally the daughter Duterte was the best choice. But need to believe na rin ako kay Sara kasi Sara is still 42. 42 is not that old. Sara is still very young to become the president. And I was surprised when she did not run for president. Tapos I realized that Sara is really a sincere person. Kumbaga totohanan. As you nakita naman natin si Sara hindi pumapapil talaga as the presidential daughter. And I think she was considered as the first lady. So hindi niya tinake advantage. She just stayed on the side, did his thing as the mayor of Davao City, and wala siyang stance. She's just being herself. So walang duda, Sara is a good leader, and she's trying to make the best out of every situation. Pero she's not taking advantage of her father's accomplishments and fame. So that alone is a good indication that the Dutertes are really good people. Tapos, also, I think it's also helping the people understand. Kasi sa tingin ko talaga, 95% sa media natin, hindi nila priority yung serving the country. Maybe SMNI and a few. Pero the rest, they are really representing business interest. So if they write things, they are doing it for themselves or they're doing some favor, not really serving the country. So we've been fooled by our media sa ginagawa nila na, for the last 36 years. Kala natin they're serving us, but then we learned na yung interest talaga nila is really serving their own boss, the oligarchy. So yun. Hi Ma'am Liberty Umbanya, kababayan ko tsaka ano ko rin, schoolmate ko from DCHS, Chatagon Catholic High School. Tapos back to media. People, I think the vloggers, the influencers are flourishing. Medyo talagang marami nang nakikinig sa mga influencers saka vloggers. Kasi yung mga nobody like me, we have the reason to tell the truth because we don't have an interest to protect. Pero pag yung talagang official na ng mga TV station, media, may mga big interest na sila. So naturally, when they select news, they select the news that favors their interest. For example, dati I used to go to diretsahan ko na ABS-CBN. Dati ano ko to experience. We went to ABS-CBN asking for help kasi may mga laging company dun sa Surigao del Sur na talagang rampant yung illegal logging sa Surigao del Sur. So I took with me 2 videographers na cameramen doon sa Surigao. Talagang marami kami na capture na mga logs, mga tuso. Tapos sabi ng ABS-CBN ay yan nila i-publish. But the last minute hindi na publish yung video na may illegal logging sa Surigao del Sur because we were told that nasettle na sila. So kumbaga we really cannot trust the big time media, the mainstream media. They have their own interest, not for the people. So it's not true that they're here to help us. So the best thing to do for the Filipino people is to support our government. For the last 36 years, we were trained, we were brainwashed to hate the government. Tapos pinabayaan din yung mga komunista na pumasok sa mga colleges. They go inside the college, universities and recruit people. Kaya I was recruited back in high school by communists. And when I was in college, I was also recruited. So the Philippines was really being fed to the dogs, kumbaga. Talagang diniin tayo para hindi tayo magkaisa. So the last president that tried to unite this country was President Marcos. So when Marcos was getting some success, ayun, talagang tinira na siya ng CIA, tinira siya ng communist, mga oligarchs. Then when Cory sit in Malacanang, yun, talagang binigay na tayo sa lahat ng mga businessmen, oligarchy. Walang nangyari. In 1986, I was first year high school. I thought I was so happy kasi yung media talagang anti-Marcos. Tapos yung lugar namin sa Surigao del Sur, puro NPA. So I thought personally that Marcos was the evil guy. Then when I graduated high school in 1989, I went to Manila. Tapos dun, talagang nakita ko yung Manila na walang order. Andun na ako sa Manila 1989 December. Meron ng kudita. So Cory was the president. I was around 16 years old. Yun. Sabi nila, matapang diktador si Duterte, si Tatay Digong. Pero ang totoo, si Cory, may pinakulong yun, si Joey Beltran. So, sa tingin ko, mas diktador si Cory. I was already 16 years old. Alam ko na yung nangyayari dati. Pinakulong talaga ni Cory si Mr. Beltran, na isang broadcaster sa radio, tsaka sa TV rin. So, yun. For a long time, after Cory, tapos nanalo si Ramos, nanalo si ERAP, nanalo si GMA, nanalo si Abnoy. Talagang nakikita ko na wala naman talaga asenso sana. Wala naman talaga asenso yung Pilipinas. Sa mga cousins ko lang, mga 30 cousins. More than half of my cousins and 2 of my siblings, my 2 sisters, nasa labas na. Siguro 20% na lang kami sa lahat ng cousins na dito sa Pilipinas kasi nga walang asenso dito sa Pilipinas. Paano ba naman ang asenso? Lahat ng kita, lahat ng negosyo, controlled by the oligarchs. Saan ba pumupunta yung kita nila? Either sa bulsa nila or remitted outside. Most of the biggest businesses here in the Philippines na dapat Pilipino yung may-ari, actually, if you check their books, hindi sila pagmamayari ng mga Pilipino. Dami na lang sila. I used to work with one of the biggest companies, one of the biggest corporations here in the Philippines. I was one of their best sales manager. Tapos, nung nag-ano kami, nasa water industry ako dati. Tapos, we were asked by the government to prove that the company is owned by Filipinos. We were asked for a grandfather rule. Ano ba yung grandfather rule? I-prove mo sa gobyerno na yung company mo are owned by Filipinos. Then I was told by the lawyer of that company, yung malaking company, kilalang kilala. Sabi niya, June, we cannot pass that rule because our company is not really owned by Filipinos. Our company is owned by foreigners. May layers yan yung stocks ng isang company, ang may-ari, isa ring company na may stocks. Tapos siguro mga 4 layers na yan, puro mga puti yung may-ari niyan. So tayo lang niloloko. Kaya tama yung ginawa ni Duterte. Malalim, matalino talaga si President Duterte. Tayo mga Pilipino, pag nag-college tayo, kala natin, alam na natin pinagagawa natin. Libro. Lahat ng libro, commission diyan. Yung mga textbook, commission diyan. May mga sponsors yan. Kaya, every time you read Western books, every time you read Filipino books, tapos yung mga schools pa na sikat, lahat yan, they're serving their bosses. Isa lang talaga ang leader na ang nakita ko na hindi nag-serve ng boss, si Duterte. Si Duterte lang si Duterte lang talaga nag-serve sa mga Pilipino. Na kumbaga, dati, sino ba yung sabi? Kayo ang boss ko? Si Abnoy ba yun? Kalukuhan. Si Abnoy, boss yung Pilipino. Kalukuhan yun. Pinabayaan yung 44 na SAP 44. Yung sa Yolanda, wala siyang ginawa. Abnoy was Abnoy. Walang utak yun. Tulad yun ni LENI. Alam mo, yung mga oligarchy, CIA, kailangan nila na walang utak yung presidente natin. Kasi pag walang utak yung presidente natin, kaya nilang diktahan. Can you imagine? Yung yearly budget ng Pilipinas is around 4 trillion pesos. 4 trillion pesos. 4,000 billions yun. Or 4 million na millions. So baga, 4 trillion pesos is a lot of money. Pag-spend yun sa infra services to the people, sobra-sobra na yun. Eh bakit in the last 6 years, and the last 5 years, maraming nagawa si Duterte? Kasi hindi ninakaw. I-budget pa lang yun. Mayroon pang mga income ang mga GOCC, Government-Owned and Controlled Corporations. There are around 130 or 200 government-owned and controlled corporations. Lahat kumikita yan. Bilyonis ang pera niyan. Yan pa lang, yung mga senador natin, mga tao nila mga naka-assign dyan. Tiba-tiba na, yung mga mining companies lang, sample I know a mining company which is partly owned by the government. Copper yung product nila. Tapos may kaibigan akong colonel, sabi niya, June, alam mo ba, yung byproduct ng copper is gold. Let's say, pag may 1,000 kilos of copper na nakukuha, siguro may mga 2 kilos or 5 kilos of gold na nakukuha yan. Alam mo saan napunta yan, John? Pinaghati-hatian lang yan ng mga government officials. Sabi ko, ganun, sir? Yes. So, pag nasa power ka, kahit hindi mo nakawin yung 4 trillion, yung GOCC pa lang, kumuha ka lang ng tao dyan, 10 tao mo lang, control mo yung kita. Wala na, tiba-tiba ka na, ganun kayaman ang Pilipinas. Anong nangyari? In the last 36 years, wala tayong nalaman.
Maraming salamat sa inyong panonood. Huwag po natin kalimutan na mag-like, mag-subscribe, at mag-komento sa baba. Maraming salamat!